Aloha, everybody. This is Dr. Summer Nicole with Soma, Women's Collective for Mind Body Healing. And I'm just with my beautiful sister, Brahman Carey. I'm just so delighted to have you here, Brahman Carey. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you for having me. It's awesome. I'm very excited to be here.
And I would just love for you, instead of me, I want to share with everybody, I've known Brahman Carey for, how many years has it been?
Probably like 6.5, 6.5, 7.
Yeah.
I think.
I wanted to say longer than that because, probably like close to 8 years now. And I've done a lot of her courses when I was living in Encinitas and was going to her satsangs a lot. She's just this beautiful, beautiful friend of mine, but also just spiritual teacher. And she actually married my ex and I, and just beautiful job doing that. And just has been a light, just a pure light in my life. And I just get so excited to just get to be with you in any capacity. So thank you so much. I just would love for you to share just a bit about how I'd love to hear just how it comes out in your words of like, what do you do? What is it that you do?
Right. Well, first I want to say the feeling is mutual. You are a dear friend and I really love and respect all of the work that you do, and that you have been a pillar in my life as well, just being here and stuff like that. So I just want to say thank you and I love you. And I'm a spiritual teacher and energetic healer. And my training, I actually first trained in Australia with Shakti Durga, and with a modality called Ignite Your Spirit Healing, where we focus on the chakras and clearing the energy, the stuck energy and the stuck consciousness in the chakras that could be holding you back in any way. And it also came from, if you hear that noise, it's just my little doggy. He's just having a little cough, just so you know, just coughing a little bit. One of the pranic healing, we started doing pranic healing, and I do Ignite Your Spirit therapy, and I use a lot of mantra, and we're a devotional school, so we're a bhakti school. The yoga of devotion really is kind of our flavor, and we do a lot of puja, we do a lot of mantra, we do a lot of sacred ceremony and fire yagams, and as a way of connecting with the divine and clearing the negative thoughts and feelings that we have that sort of take us away from who we are and what we're here for.
Beautiful. I knew I couldn't say it any better than you could say it. So thank you for that. And I was just sharing with Brahman Carey before this. I was like, we have actually a lot of questions that came through just about this topic. So this is on the third eye chakra, the Ajna chakra, and like all things intuition. And so I want to just dive right in, okay? And it's because we have a lot to cover, so I want to see how many we can get through. Sure. So the first question is, how do you know the difference between your intuition versus making a choice or decision through a wounded space, which may be subtle or unactivated yet present?
That's a really, really good question. And I think a lot of the time we struggle with that for sure. What I try to do is, if I'm getting a hit or a reading of a situation around someone or a situation, I pause and I pray. And when I pray, it's like activating divine providence, So that intuitive hit that I'm getting, it may or may not be right. And so when I pray, when I ask for divine guidance, and I say Amma, my guru is Amma, Shakti Amma as you know, in Peterman, India. And it's like when I pray, and I might pray and then pause and just wait for a little while before I take any action surrounding that intuitive hit. And a lot of the time, the divine has impeccable manners. We just have to ask, and she will show us, but we have to ask first. So a lot of the time when I do get an intuitive hit, I've learned from past experiences to pray and pause and leave space for grace. And I've got to also say, even if the intuitive hit that I'm getting around something may be coming from an old wound, there's like multiple layers of truth that can be happening at the same time. So it can be true that I could be in a wounded space from a trigger. It could be true. It could also be true that I'm seeing something in that person that's actually there, So multiple things could be true at the same time. But what I need to do is I need to pray and ask for divine guidance around how to take action around those things. So I don't know whether that answers your question, but that's what I do.
Mm. And I remember, now I just want to see how this resonates with you. I think this came from Teal Swan. I don't know if you watch any of her stuff, but she's like kind of also like spiritual teacher and stuff. But it's landed with me whenever she talks about like kind of like intuition versus ego, and how she's like, you're gonna know, because like the ego is always gonna have a charge to it, like an emotional charge to it. And then the intuition will be more like emotionally neutral.
Yes, and that's absolutely true. And a lot of the time, also, if there's a charge to it, it's because it's part of our shadow in some way. So that's a whole nother topic. But for sure, if we're getting triggered or we're getting a hit, if it's charged, then a big chance it's got something to do with us as well, part of our shadow maybe.
Most likely, yeah. Okay, what are the best techniques to clear and activate the third eye?
So I have one particular technique that I was taught a long time ago by Shakti Durga, and it's actually in a triangle. So it's we can do it later if you like. Building this triangle with blue energy from the throat, building a container. So blue energy helps to contain things. So we'll build a little trash can of blue energy, and then we'll do a whole releasing command thing where we release all those negative thoughts and beliefs that are conscious and unconscious, and we put it into the trash can. So I can show you how to do that. But what I also do, I do a lot of mantra. And so one of the most profound mantras that I use to cleanse the third eye is Om Namah Shivaya, but over and over and over again. And I imagine a blue flame in the third eye, electric violet as well.
Yay. And I that was one of the techniques for everybody watching that I wanted Brahmacuri to share, that I had learned from one of your courses a long time ago, that I remembered, and it kept coming to me in meditation to share with this group. So we'll do that. Let's do that at the end, the thing with the triangles and I love it. So I definitely want to see that. Okay, let's see. How do you know when you are forcing a spiritual vision?
Well, again, I'm kind of the ilk that we got to just keep surrendering. And when we keep surrendering, the truth will be revealed type thing. And so I try not to, sometimes a vision, there's clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsmelliance, or whatever. There was all these different ways that we can connect with the divine, or that the divine can connect with us. And I think sometimes the vision, if this Ajna chakra isn't purified, we can actually be distorted by astral distortion. What's in the astral field, there's a lot of shapeshifters and a lot of, there's different beings that pretend to be something when they're not. And so I've learned to really pray and call on that divine help from Amma, from God, or whatever you want to call it, and also run it through my consciousness, like literally run it through my consciousness, ask to be shown the truth, and then see how I feel about what I've seen. Because part of being sentient is having that clear knowing. So like just the knowingness that comes from just like part of, like what I was saying before about how I read chakras and how I read energy through the palms of my hands. You get an intuitive hit around your palm chakras when you feel someone's chakras, or when you could scan a vision and you can actually get an intuitive hit that way, because it has to run through your heart chakra as well. So for me, I always check out my visions, because a lot of the time, they can be they can be distorted from the astral plane. So again, it literally is, it's like, Amma, show me the truth. Amma, show me the truth. And this chakra, when it's refined, is able to discern truth from falsehood. I mean, the fear is what blocks that chakra. And of course, divine love and unity and all those wonderful things is what purifies it. When it's in its element, it's like we're able to discern truth from falsehood. But we got to, I'm from the school, it's like purify, purify, purify. If we're purifying our energy body, that in itself is going to be able to help and support us discern what the divine's actually trying to show us or tell us, whether it's through a vision, whether it's through a feeling, whether it's through hearing something, on the inner plane. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so one of the sisters wrote, I'm a feeler, which I'm sure almost everyone is watching this, I would assume.
Yep.
I'm a feeler. I feel things and know things. I would like to help expand my actual vision more if possible. What could help one visually open third eye sight? So it sounds like she's actually asking for how could you boost your ability to be clairvoyant, which is that ability to receive vision.
Right. I think for me, mantra has been the way. I mean, I spend a lot of my time doing puja and practicing mantra, which helps to expand all the chakras, because you want all the chakras to be balanced and expanded. But definitely, I was going to do a little mantra practice at the end with you guys, which is I'll just do a little bit in all the chakras, but when you've got to the third eye and you're doing Om Namah Shivaya, it expands you so much that you start getting visions, and so the tool that I use is always going to be mantra, because it permeates through whatever blockages or whatever's being held in that chakra, particularly if you're doing bij sounds, which these are bij sound mantras, which activate all your chakras. So that's what I do.
Beautiful. Yeah, and I always think of mantra as like vibrational healing, right? Because it's just whatever, like a drum or something, like whatever is stuck or stagnant in the cells, like there's nothing that quite gets to that deep layer of like of the cells as the vibration does, right?
Sound. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and particularly those bij sounds that are the sound of the chakras, it's really powerful.
Awesome. Okay. Let's see. Okay, the sister says, I would like to know if she says, I would like to know if she knows. I'd like to know if Carrie knows any tips, tools, strategies, or practices for activating our abilities of telekinesis, telepathy, and astral travel or remote view.
Oh, I don't really know. I don't really know about what would develop that. But the only thing I can say is what would help with all of that is preparing the vessel. And so when we say preparing the vessel, it's like, what are you eating? What's your diet like? What is your spiritual practice like daily? Are you doing things like some of the pillars that we like to stand by around raising our vibration, which once we raise our vibration, we're more inclined to be able to do those things. We're more inclined to be able to be aware that we're doing those things. A lot of the time we're doing those things and we're not even aware of it. But if we're preparing our vessel, so for example, like if we try to live our life giving, forgiving, and serving, so those three things are really, really powerful ways to raise your vibration. Are we meditating? Are we praying? Are we doing, like what are we at service work? What are we doing? And for me, the mixture of all those things together has really helped sort of cleanse my energetic body, so that when I'm, like when I have had really amazing spiritual experiences, whether I'm sitting with Amma or here in the temple, and there's been a divine experience, it's like, I'm more susceptible to it. It's like making ourselves like a copper wire, So copper wire conducts energy really beautifully. We don't want to be a rubber tire, but we want to be a copper wire. So, yeah. Yep.
I feel like personally, I have so much to say about astral travel. I'm just like, I think it's even like another different interview, like on its own, like that topic, because there's so much there.
Do it.
Yeah, that I've experienced, but I'm like, let me just stay on track with
this. Right. You're like, oh, I'm expanding.
I know. I'm like, oh, I have a lot to say there. Let me refine it. Let me bring it. Okay, we're gonna keep that. I'm gonna just pin that. Do that interview later. Okay, and then let's see. That one's kind of similar about astral travel and telepathy, and then the other one, yes, I would like to know ways to strengthen telepathy, communicate with each other telepathically. Kind of the same question, actually, right?
Can I say though, like so I live in a temple, and I have two other people that live here with me, and we're all pretty intuitive. So we're all pretty sensitive. We're pretty intuitive, and when you live in community, with other spiritually activated and sensitive souls, you just start doing that stuff. So like, I won't even have to say, can you go and grab, and she's already going to get it, you know, like you just end up becoming attuned to be able to hear. And again, it's that thing like, when we are full of clunky thought forms and negative thoughts and beliefs or whatever, that's blocking up. I tell you some funny stories actually. I remember when I very first moved here, and I was at June and Lee's place, right, in Rancho Santa Fe, and I was just living there with them for a little while, and I went to get up, and I went to go into I was in just a t-shirt, you know, I'd just been in bed, and I went to go into the laundry in the garage to get something out of the washing machine. And I tiptoed out there. It was early in the morning, and the door slammed behind me. And so I was stuck in the garage with a little t-shirt on, and that was it, right? And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, how am I going to get out of this? And so I'm like knocking on the door, because their bedroom's down the other side of the house, you know. And I'm knocking on the door, and there's no answer. And then I was just screaming in my mind, using my mind, you know, screaming, help me, like, please help me. And then Lee just got the intuitive hit to come down and open the door. And that would be an example of communicating through the astral field with your mind, you know. And I remember another time I was in satsang, and I had taken Butch, my dog, to the satsang, and I wasn't running it. I was attending it, and I was sitting in the satsang, and all of a sudden, it was the beginning of where the music started playing. All of a sudden, I could hear ruff, 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 and I was like, oh my God. And I said to the people next to me, I'm so sorry, it's my dog. And they were kind of just looking at me. And then I shut my eyes to try and get into the meditation, and again I heard ruff, 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 ruff. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And I went out of the room, and I realized where he was all the way down into this other building, and there's no way that anyone could have heard him. They didn't hear him. I heard him on the inner plane, and he had tipped his bowl of water over and wanted more water. And so he had communicated on the inner plane. And so again, like, the more refined we get our astral body, our mental body, which we do through here, we can do through other chakras, but this is the Ajna chakra is the master chakra. It's the captain of the ship. So we can program all the other chakras using our third eye. And once we've purified our astral body, we're able to communicate through it. You know what I mean? And we're able to hear other people's thoughts and communicate with telepathy and all that kind of stuff. You know, once we're purifying that part of us enough. But I just thought that was so funny, you know?
So funny.
So funny.
And for those of you who don't know, Brahman Carey, Butch, her dog, is like the most important thing in her whole life. He's like the cutest thing in the whole wide world.
He is. He's my man. He is.
Yeah. And I've never met, like, it's actually super inspired. Like, it actually made me do it whenever you connected this for me, which is like, if we were on a beach walk or something, and like, every time you see a animal, like Brahman Carey will just like allow like her little girl to just go crazy on the animal. So it's like a way that it's so beautiful. It's like, and I started doing it like since you taught me that. I was like, oh yeah, that's a great time to connect to your inner child.
It is so good. It's just like joy, and it's like right there with these beautiful animals. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And she'll just stop like everything she's doing and just like give it like 5-10 minutes maybe, like, of just letting her little girl just play. And I just wanted to share that because it's actually been really inspiring for me, because I always look for like little times throughout the day, like, where can I incorporate a little connection to my inner child, you know? And that's a beautiful way to do it. So I just wanted to share that because I always remember that about you. And when I see an animal, I now like just let myself just take a moment. This makes me so happy.
It's so awesome. That's
makes me so happy. And then I just also wanted to share for those of you that don't know Brahman Carey, it's like, you're like, I see you as like your whole life is devotional and in service. And like, I really see you as somebody not only that works with sound and mantra, but also with the elements. And so you're constantly, and that's what, for those of you who don't know, what she's saying when she's saying puja and all these like kind of Indian rituals, right? These ancient Indian rituals that involve fire, that involve mantra, that are for purifying the energy body. So I just wanted to clarify that for anybody that may have not known what you were talking about, or are wondering, like when you keep saying purify and cleanse, it's like that's what you're doing, is like you're using the elements and you're using sound and you're using vibration, because that's what we are on the deepest level. We're like at the tiniest level, we're 99.99999% energy, right? And so you really use that, like you use sound and vibration and elements to purify the energy body, and like you do it so consistently that like I just always see you somebody that's like you're I know you have your contractions just like everybody else, but you're so much in that expansion and elevating others into that expansion that I just always, every time I see you, I'm just like, I see like, I feel more light from you. And I'm just like, how is that even possible? Because you're so light filled. And so anyways, I just want to share that because that's how I see you working all the time. And it's just like, you not only do it for yourself, but like you hold it for an entire community. So for anybody that is wanting to experience your satsangs, they're all on the videos under your Facebook page. If you just go under, it's Brahmankari Shanti, right?
Yeah.
Brahmankari Shanti. And it's just go into the videos on her Facebook page, and there's literally just like a whole dialogue, like a whole I don't know, hundreds. It's like, it seems like so many.
I think there's hundreds and hundreds, because I've been doing them here every Sunday for the last 6.5 years, 7 years, whatever, and then in Australia as well. So
so there's just a wealth of healing, like free healing, that you guys have access to, just going on the Facebook page. They're so powerful. They're 1 hour. The ones that you video are 1 hour, and it's Brahmankari standing at the front. It's mantra. It's kind of call and response, like energy clearing. And then I just see you in those spaces as you just like hold this like pillar of light, and then you allow everybody release their shit into it, and then you clear it. So it's just beautiful. It's really beautiful. I just want to share that because it's like literally so much free healing, like on your Facebook page. I'm just like,
I think it's all available. That's really cool.
Thank you. It's really beautiful. Just like you're so inspiring to me, just your whole way of being and way of being in service. So I just love you so much.
Me too. It's great.
So let's go. So we have time for it. Let's go into what you wanted to share with the mantra piece and the Star of David thing.
Perfect. And I also wanted to say, I wanted to share this really amazing story about someone with a really activated third eye. So I went to Ireland like years ago to do some work with the Prime Minister over there and other things. And we were staying in this monastery. And there was a whole group of nuns, and then we were walking for peace. We were peace angels. So we had these big white wings, and we were walking through Ireland as peace angels. And we had these white things and white dresses and white wings. And we were in the monastery, and there was a few of us standing there, and one of the nuns said to us, "Will you come up and take a photo in the little chapel on top of the building?" And we were like, "Okay, sure." And so we went upstairs, and there was 3 of us. There was 2 blonde ladies and myself. I had really long, the same hair, and we all knelt down in different positions. I think I was like this on my knees, and then 2 other ladies had their hands up at this little church. And then one of the nuns was like, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God," and ran down to the little shop and brought back up this postcard. And like 100 years ago, this artist had drawn the 3 of us kneeling in front of the chapel, 1 woman with long dark hair and 2 blonde women kneeling in front of the chapel. Blessing. That was her. She saw that. She saw that it was, it was her vision was going to happen, and then it happened. And so when we've got a really developed Ajna chakra, we're able to envision and really pull in our vision into manifestation when all of our other chakras are online. It's like this amazing, profound tool, blessing. So isn't that cool? Like, isn't that totally wild?
I had like full body goosebumps when you said that. I was like, oh, wow. So,
oh my God. Yeah, it was really, really good. So I wanted to share that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, of course. So why don't we just start off with a little bit of this mantra practice? And then we'll just spend a little tiny bit of time on each chakra. And then we'll spend the majority of the time up here. And then when we get up here, let me just explain that when we'll do a little clearing on all the chakras. And then when we get up to the third eye, before we go into the crown chakra, we're going to build that little triangle, that blue triangle. And so all you need to do is you just need to put both of your fingers on your third eye to build, your throat to build the triangle. And then the energy comes out of your right hand and you just make a triangle shape on the ground. And then you just imagine using your intention to build like a 3-dimensional triangle on the ground. And then we're going to do some releases. And when we do the releases, you'll put your 2 fingers there in your third eye, and your other hand, you'll be focusing into that triangle. And then I'll lead you through some release commands around some of the normally what I can feel this group needs to clear, and just generally what needs to clear. How's that sound? Does that sound okay? All right. So just closing your eyes and coming into your heart as we call on the Supreme Guide, Divine Mother and Father, God, Goddess. We call on beloved Shakti Durga, Jagatambe and Sri Shakti Amma. And I call on the full soul presence of each one of you tuning in. I call on your souls and I call on your spiritual team, friends and guides who love you unconditionally, that support you from the other side of the veil. I call on Brahman Kiri, Divine Mercy, and the sacred 6-pointed star. I call on you, God, by all of your holy names and in all of your holy forms, and I ask that you lift us up, that you help to activate our third eye, help us to purify and putrefy any blockages in our Ajna chakra that's preventing us seeing clearly, discerning truth, holding our vision, and bringing heaven to earth. I ask to be a pure channel of divine light, love, power, and healing. Through the grace of God, so be it. And just being aware of your base chakra at the base of your spine. And we're just going to do a little bit of chanting now. And the first chant is Nam Lam, Namlam, Nam Lam. And just I'll say it, then you say it, call and response. Nam Lam,
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 Nam Lam.
Nam Lam.
Breathing into the base chakra, into the root chakra and expanding, feeling the element of earth in this chakra. And then breathing that up into Swadhisthana chakra, your sex chakra, just above your pubic bone there. And we chant Mam Vam, and just feeling this energy, the element of water, purify this chakra. Mam Vam,
Mam Bam,
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 Mam Vam, Mam
Mam
Vam.
Bam.
Breathing into the sex chakra, the sacral chakra, feeling the element of water, feeling it balancing, and then breathing that energy up now to Manipura chakra or solar plexus chakra, where your 2 ribs meet in the middle, and feel the element of fire. And we chant Simram, and we allow that fire to alchemize whatever we're holding in that chakra. Simram,
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 Simram.
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 And breathing in and expanding through the solar plexus and breathing that energy up now to Anahata chakra, the heart chakra, in the center of your chest as we chant Vam Yam, feeling the element of air. Vam Yam.
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 Breathing in and expanding through the heart chakra. And then breathing the energy up to Vishuddha chakra, the throat chakra. Feeling the element of ether in this chakra. As we chant Yam Hum. Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Yam Hum.
Breathing into the throat and expanding. Now taking your awareness to your third eye, your Ajna chakra, and just placing your hands on your throat, those two fingers on your throat. We're just going to build that blue colored triangle, the three-dimensional, almost like a trash can. We're going to build that on the ground in front of us, and just using your mind and your intention to build that, building that. See the walls going up, big blue trash can, blue because the blue energy contains things in there. So it's a container. Really good. Now placing your fingers on your third eye and aiming your right hand towards the bucket, the trash can, and just say Ajna chakra.
Ajna chakra.
Seek and destroy.
Seek and destroy.
Dissolve and disintegrate.
Dissolve and disintegrate.
All thought forms and beliefs
All thought forms and beliefs
that say I'm not worthy.
that say I'm not worthy.
I'm not enough.
I'm not enough.
I'm not seen
I'm not seen
or heard.
or heard.
I release these ideas
I release these ideas
and I set myself free.
and I set myself free.
So be it.
So be it.
Breathing in and then releasing out of your right hand into the trash can. Om Katyayanaya Vidmahe Kanya Kumari Dhimahi Tanho Durge Prachodayata. And again say Ajna chakra.
Ajna chakra.
Seek and destroy.
Seek and destroy.
Dissolve and disintegrate.
Dissolve and disintegrate.
All thought forms and beliefs
All thought forms and beliefs
that say
that say
I can't trust people.
I can't trust people.
It's not safe
It's not safe
in my body.
in my body.
It's not safe
It's not safe
in my life.
in my life.
Or I'm not safe
Or I'm not safe
in my relationships.
in my relationships.
I release these ideas now.
I release these ideas now.
So be it.
So be it.
Breathe in and release out of your right hand into the trash can. Ajna chakra.
Ajna chakra.
Seek and destroy.
Seek and destroy.
Dissolve and disintegrate.
Dissolve and disintegrate.
All shame.
All shame.
All mistrust.
All mistrust.
All fear.
All fear.
And all separation.
And all separation.
I ask to reconcile these now.
I ask to reconcile these now.
And I lovingly release them.
And I lovingly release them.
So be it.
So be it.
Breathe in, and again, releasing out of that right hand into the bucket. Just tuning into any feelings of guilt or shame or fear, just tuning into where that is in you. And just say, I now surrender.
I now surrender
All feelings of guilt.
All feelings of guilt.
And unworthiness.
And unworthiness.
That I'm carrying.
That I'm carrying.
And I set myself free.
And I set myself free.
Breathing in and releasing into the bucket.
Okay.
Awesome. So we finished our practice, and now just closing your eyes and pull into the crown chakra electric violet light. Just feel like you're standing underneath a waterfall of light. And as that energy comes in through the crown, with your right hand, just hold your hand above the trash can and intend that that electric violet light just dissolve and disintegrate all of the stuff we've pulled out of our consciousness. So just see that that is being dissolved by the electric violet light that's coming through your crown and out of your right hand. So just see that, cleansing, 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 dissolving, dissolving, dissolving. And then just shake your hand. Beautiful. And then cut. So bring the arms up over your face. Cut, cut, cut. Om Manarena. Yay.
Thank you.
Real good. So now just flick your hand, your right hand, and just releasing from that bucket. And now put your right hand up to your third eye. So your palm is facing your third eye, and just say, I love, trust, respect, accept, and honor myself. Exactly as I am. I am a divine goddess. And I'm worthy of a beautiful life. So be it. And breathing into the forehead. Om Mahadevye cha Vinmahe Vishnu Patne cha Dhimahi Tanho Lakshmi Prachodayata. And again, breathing, just keep breathing that energy into the third eye. And just say, it's so easy for me.
It's so easy for me
to discern truth from falsehood. I easily see the truth. I easily reconcile. All opposites. All polarities. And I bring them into my heart. So be it. Breathing into the third eye. Om Namo Bhagavati Sarvalokarakshaki Hum 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 Ring Kleem Om Mahadeviyai Namaswaha. And just breathing that mantra into the third eye. And then put your hands down in your lap and just being aware that we'll be chanting Om Namah Shivaya with your awareness and the electric violet flame in the third eye. So I'll say it and then you say it. Om Namah Shivaya.
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 Shiva Om.
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 Breathing into the third eye. And expanding. Just feel all the light coming in through the third eye, feeling the violet light energy from your soul. Just feel that flowing in through the third eye. Let it expand you. Let it expand your vision. Seeing and feeling the divine in your third eye. And then breathing in through the top of the head, down through the body, and into the ground. Om Namo Narayani. Just let your crown chakra expand with the grace of the divine. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and come back into your body. That's good.
Thank you so much.
That's great. Felt good at the end. You just drop right in, you know, it's good.
And I could just feel all this of that like indigo, that violet light, like I can see it towards the end, and then so much energy just like concentrated right there. And then just expand out into the field. Is there anything you would suggest for people that are new to these types of practices that might, you know, feel so much energy and get maybe lightheaded or anything? Is there anything you would suggest for grounding or integration of that?
Yep, I would always, because this is a very expansive, I mean, it's energy from our soul coming in, it's really expansive. After each practice, I would probably do the rooting exercise where I send out a taproot from the base. We'll do it now. So just imagine a big taproot coming out of the base of your spine and sending that big taproot all the way into the core of the earth, and really feel yourself grounded into the core of the earth, and then breathe that energy up, that earth energy, all the way up to the base chakra, and then send subsidiary roots out as far, as deep, and as wide as you can, all the way into the very core of the earth. And then again, drawing that energy up from the earth. And then again, send the root system as far, as deep, and as wide as you can, anchoring into the earth, connecting with her, connecting in back with your body. Om Namo Narayani. Yeah.
Om Namo Narayani.
Yeah, and that's good because the Shiva is pure bliss beyond form. So sometimes, like when I do that practice and I do a lot of repetitions of that practice, I can lose touch of my body, you know, like you just don't feel your body anymore because you're so in your soul energy, you know, you're in here. And so that the grounding is really good, actually. So I'm glad you said that. It's really good, the rooting exercise.
Thank you so much for that. And I just wanted to say that too, because I'm someone that I do these practices a lot, and it can still be so expansive. And like I even like as I'm looking away from the computer, it's like my actual vision like feels a little bit different. And so I feel this is just a personal thing that I like to do, because I feel like it's the opposite of staring at the screen, but just like go stare into nature.
Right.
And allow, almost like not focusing on anything in particular, but just allowing kind of your vision to be wide. I always find that like very balancing. And then just like feet in sand or grass, that is helping, you know, using the earth to balance your body's electromagnetic field at the same time that you're like integrating this big expansion.
Right. Awesome. Definitely. Into nature is a very good idea.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Brahma Carey. I know all these are so appreciative of just your divine presence and that beautiful healing experience. So thank you so much for your time.
Thanks so much for asking me. That's so great. It's always good to see you.
So good to see you. I love you so much, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Bye.